dudes saying they got their passport and they about to go overseas to find their wife, and you see they have the initials SYSBM in their bio, which is short for Save Yourself Black Man. Those dudes are tricks. These dudes have a firm understanding that they're so socially awkward and so socially inept that they need to pay to have access to coochie. Thing is, they're so broke that they can't afford the cost of women, sex workers here in the United States. So these dudes with warehouse jobs, these are the type of Negroes that work on the line up there in Detroit in the car plants. They take their little 35, 40K overseas because it stretches longer.
Talking about how they are sick of women in America and how they're going to get their passports and go overseas and find them a wife. Well, the truth of the matter is, you don't want a wife. You want a slave. You want a maid. You want a personal assistant. These women are in dire financial need. And it sickens me that you get online and vocalize and brag about getting your passports and going to these countries with these to get a wife who needs a green card to escape extreme poverty. Whether you pay her family, whether you pay her, no matter what the circumstance is, she is in a dire situation. How dare you capitalize off of the fact that this woman just wants to live and thrive financially. And then you called it a marriage. That's not marriage. It's modern day slavery, and I think that it's sick. I think that it's disgusting, and all you're really doing is sifting yourself from the real divine masculines and alpha males. Because when they walk in the room, we know it. You know why? Because we feel safe. And we're not safe with you. And we know it, and that's why we're disrespectful to you. That's why we don't like you, and that's why we don't give a damn that you're going to another country to find a wife. And while you're there, get the help you need to heal your inner child, because we know that you're unhealed, that you are narcissistic, and that you are a toxic person. So while you're spending your money on your new bride, be sure to get the help that you need to. We ain't mad. We don't want you. We see you. You're not a divine masculine. We ain't mad.
And I would be fine.
What was the key? What did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother that's going to come through you to your daughter?
My mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. And there are two that stand out foremost in my mind. One is, the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young. And the other is, the universe bears no ill to me. I bear no ill to it.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of good vibes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like. Hair from Cali, I live in the valley. Then you look sexy.
Yo! Back at you with another episode. Like, share the episode, and all that good stuff. We're gonna do like we always do, man. We're going to talk, and we're going to go out and make it happen. You know? 'Cause that's what we do over here. We're action takers. Action takers, money makers, record breakers, and some. You know? So, hey, you know, the holidays is upon us. Hope you're enjoying the time with your friends and family that you don't normally see because you're so busy with work. Maybe you live far away from your family, so you don't have the opportunity to see your family as much as you want. So this is a good time to do it during the holidays. This is at least what I do anyway. From November to December, you know, pretty much, well, actually, no. From the 4th of July all the way to December is when I take the advantage to spend time with my friends and family that I wouldn't normally see, you know. For me, it's not really about the holiday. It's really about spending time around the people that I care about. You know, people that I love, people that I've been knowing forever, people I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? People I went to high school with, people I went to college with. And it's a lot of people. And you can't do it all in one day. You have to make time. Now, some people say, well, I don't got time. Well, no, we make time for the things that we really care about. You know what I'm saying? You can make time, you know, regardless of how busy you think you are. And to be honest, you're not really that busy. You might put in a lot of hours, but you're not that productive. Because a lot of people say, oh, I'm so busy. That's a lie. That 90% I say 95% of the time, that's a lie. You might be busy being busy, but you're not that productive. If you work a 40-hour work week, you're not doing much. I hate to break it to you. Yeah, I know you're tired, you're stressed out, because you got to put up with the people, your coworkers that you don't like being around. But you're not really doing that much if you work for somebody else. Now, when you work for yourself, you got a business or you got a couple websites like I do online. Now, that's when things you're going to be doing a lot, especially in the beginning. Now, as time go on, once you have a proven concept of what works, what doesn't work, once you execute, adapt, and once you have a proven system and concept and everything, now that's when you can make more time to do other things, to get into other projects, create other opportunities, and as a result, you make more money. That's how that works. But there's no day off. There's no days off. I don't have any days off, really. I mean, Sunday, maybe Sunday. But if something comes up on a Sunday, and if I think it's a good idea, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make time. So there's no days off. I remember Bill Belichick said the same thing after the Super Bowl. I think it was the last Super Bowl they won. And he said, during the parade, he said, no days off. And I think that phrase went over a lot of people's heads, but I immediately got what he was trying to say. If you want to be great, if you want to be the best of the best, you have to live and breathe whatever you're trying to do. You know, there's no time off. You can take a break, yeah, but you only get one life to live, man. There's no do-over. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Alexander. That's an interesting name. If you really want to be with a good woman, if you really want to be with a good woman, meet her in high school or even grade school. Stay together because it's going to take a lifetime of training. That's what to tell your son. That's what you should tell your son. Well, Demetrius, the problem with that is I don't know where you live, but in North America, most women don't meet their high school sweetheart and get married, have a family, and have kids and stay together for the rest of their life. That doesn't happen for a lot of men and women in North America. I got one hand, and if I could think about everybody that I know that met their high school sweetheart, when I was in high school, I'm thinking probably 2 couples I can think of at the moment that they met in high school and they got married and they still together to this day. It's only 2 couples that I can think of. And even if I go to college, if I go to my college days, it even gets even smaller. I think of one couple. They met in college and they got married and they still together to this day. You know, I don't know a lot of people that met in elementary or met in junior high or met in high school. Those people are very slim. It just doesn't work that way, for a lot of us. Because you got to think about it, being that you're in high school, you're so young. You don't even know who you are in high school or at a young age like that. I mean, you expect me to meet somebody, one of them 17 years old in high school and grow together, go to college together. After graduation, we get married. It does happen, but that's rare. That's not going to work for everybody. This is just reality. Now, if that does happen for somebody, great. That's good for her and him. But for the rest of us, we have to explore other options. We have to face reality, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And I'm not against that. Hey, if you find your high school sweetheart, or if you still together with your high school sweetheart, great. That's a beautiful thing, bro. But for most of us, it's probably not going to happen. I know for me, it didn't happen that way. I disagree, Demetrius. That doesn't work for everyone. That's a fairy tale. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a fairy tale, but it's rare. It doesn't happen very often. I wouldn't even have a discussion on it, to be honest, because it doesn't happen very often. That's all I'm saying. It's like, and it's probably now I do agree when you say it's going to probably be a lifetime of training. Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to require a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of focus. Y'all going to be living together hopefully y'all don't be in a separate household, well, there's some people do live in separate household, but if you have more than one woman, okay, I get it. But your primary woman is more than likely going to be living in the same household with you. So you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. You're going to have to, it's going to be a lot of cooperation. Y'all going to have to learn how to get along with each other. She's going to have to respect you as a man. That's first things first. If that doesn't work well, nothing else is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Which has a lot to do with what I wanted to talk about today. Because, most of the women that we're attracted to, they're not really a good fit for us. And now you might say, well, why would I say something like that? Well, think about it. Think about all the women that you met over the years. Heck, you probably with a woman today that's like this. You probably fell head over heels for her, and the shit just ain't working out. Or maybe it just didn't work out. Maybe y'all went y'all separate ways because she just looked good. You were just attracted to her, but y'all didn't really have no chemistry. Y'all didn't really have nothing in common. Y'all had different morals, different values. She was raised differently, entirely different from you. You couldn't relate to her. She couldn't relate to you. She didn't respect you as a man. She didn't respect your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? There's too many differences. And what happens is it's going to be too much friction when that happens. You're in the women. She's in the other. You in the women, she's in the women, she ain't in the men like that. It's that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You thinking, hey, she's in the you like that. She's head over heels for you. And you find out she's bisexual. So see, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. You might say, well, in America, every man's fantasy is to have a threesome. Okay, maybe it is true. But I don't think a lot of guys have had threesomes. I don't even think a lot of guys have tried to have threesomes. And if they did have a threesome, so what? That don't really have anything to do with being. You being bisexual is much deeper than just having a threesome. If a woman's bisexual, it's kind of like one day she want to be with a guy, and one day she want to be with a woman. So, see, the problem with that, just based on my experience, is, see, if someone is confused about their sexuality, that usually trickles down into other areas of their life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking nobody if you're gay, you're straight, you're bisexual, which is no such thing as bisexual anyway. But hey, that's a video for another day. But if you're confused about your sexuality, usually it's going to trickle down into other areas of your life. And it's kind of like most of these women, they don't really have a solid concept of anything. It's kind of like a woman that says she's a liberal. She's a liberal. I mean, she's cool with everybody. She can hang out with everybody. She can hang out with the blacks. She can hang out with the whites. she can hang out at any, all she's just a social butterfly and all this crazy shit or whatever. That doesn't really mean anything to me. When a woman says she's a liberal, you're just I don't know, just a person that you're just is not as racist as the right winger. To me, that don't mean anything to me. You hang out with the black people and party, get wild and crazy, but at the end of the night, you go back home to your house. So what? That's not impressive to me. This is the type of stuff that it doesn't mean anything. It's just talk. So when a woman says I'm bisexual, it's kind of like, but where do you stand? You don't really stand, because you're kind of like, you're trying to fit in both sides of the pie, so to speak. It's kind of like, when I walk through the door, when somebody's sitting down talking to me, they know exactly where I stand. I don't even have to do a bunch of talking. And see, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something solid. I don't like being around flip-floppers, because a flip-flopper is, can be an opportunist. One day it's this way, the next day is that way. 1 month is this, 6 months later is that. Do you really want to be around anybody that's like that? Do you really want to build something with someone that's like that? They're like liquid. Do you really want to can you really trust anybody and be around or get serious with anybody around that's like that? Think about that. That's all I'm saying. So most of the time, these are the women that we're meeting the majority of the time. The ones that are cool, they got the girlfriends, they hang out all the time. They think about what their friends might think about you, and they don't like having or talking about anything that's controversial. The types I'm talking about. They're always seems like they kind of shy away from they don't like being doing anything that's controversial or talking about anything that's controversial. No politics, no religion, no sex. It's like, it's no serious conversation, none whatsoever. So I'm like, well, goddamn, how am I supposed to get to know you and know where you stand if you don't like to talk about things that we don't like? That if you don't like talking about the taboo subjects, how am I supposed to get to know you? That doesn't make any sense. These are the majority of women that you're gonna meet, and I stay away from them types. I don't want to be around them types, because I know there's a good chance we're not going to get along, because she wants to hang out with any and everybody, invite them over to the house, and I don't agree with that shit. I don't care to be friends with everybody. I don't want everybody to come over to my house where I live. I only have a small circle of friends, and I'm not really interested in making new friends at this point. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I ain't really looking for it. And see, a lot of women with this mindset, they like having get-togethers all the time for no apparent reason either, just to be cool. It's just for show. I'm like, I'm not doing anything just for show. Hell no. If I do anything, it's gonna be for a reason. It's just for fun. We're having a good time, and we can hang out. I don't want to hang out. I'll hang out with my friends and family, the people that I've been knowing forever. I don't want to hang out with new people. Why? I don't know them. They don't know me. And why do I want to bring them over to where I live at? Why do they have to know where I live? I don't even know where they live. I don't even know them. So I'm never going to notice about her if she's not willing to talk about the taboo subjects. Like, share this video. Real talk. If a female was bisexual, she has issues and look for stability in different areas. Yeah. If check this out. If a woman, there's when I was in the military, I've heard stories about they have chemicals, man, that they'll drop from mostly planes that will damn near turn all the damn people gay. I've heard that this shit exists. These chemicals exist. And the reason why they do that, the reason why they want a certain group of people, the reason why they want them to be gay or confused about their sexuality, because they know that you're going to be passive aggressive as a man. You're not going to be thinking about empowerment most of the time. You're flamboyant. You're going to be thinking about everything else except for the right thing. And you can leave and never come back ever again if somebody's gay, or if a group of people are gay in that population. They're not going to be resistant at all. They're going to be soft and mushy, like marshmallows. And this has been proven to be true, by the way. You can just look at history. A masculine man, it's hard for a masculine man to tolerate disrespect and not be confident. It's like a masculine man and confidence, they kind of go hand in hand. But if a man is confused about his sexuality, you can kind of manipulate him to do almost anything. This is why you have some celebrities, some of these people, like these producers might grab their balls or something like that. And the guy and the celebrity actor is kind of like, he didn't do nothing to the dude. I forgot the one guy. I forgot I don't follow these celebrities, but these people in Hollywood put up with a lot of shit, and it's not a lot of pushback because they break these dudes in. They broke them, because they broke them by the money that they've been feeding them. They've been getting paid for so long, or maybe they got a big chunk of change, and they feel like, okay, I done gave you millions of dollars. I own you now. You my bitch. Now there's no masculine man that feels good about himself that's going to tolerate that. You're not going to be able to buy him or, grab him by the balls and physically do anything to him that takes away his manhood. It's not going to happen. And see, people in the military, they understand this. They know how this shit works. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in here. So yeah, smash like the video. I'll put the link in here. So if any population is if you find a man or a woman that's confused about their sexuality, and you can leave and never have to come back again, man. You should check up on them every once in a while. And you can come back 5-10 years later, they're still gonna have that same mindset, man or woman. It ain't gonna be no progress. I tell you that much. That's almost guaranteed, based on history and based on my experience. But if he's a masculine man, feel good about himself, confident, he's trying to thrive, not just survive. He's trying to live life to the fullest. He's trying to move up in this world. This is why this is why they don't hire a lot of masculine guys on these jobs, these corporate jobs. Because they know if they hire a masculine man on these corporate jobs, they trying to move up. They're trying to get promoted. They're trying to make as much money as they can. So what they'll do, they'll hire the beta dudes in most of these corporate jobs. Because they know they just happen to be there, just happen to have a job or whatever. They're not going to rock the boat. But a guy that feels good about himself, that's a masculine man, he ain't thinking about rocking no boat. He's trying to be the best he can be. That's why most of these jobs is full with nerds. They're not full with guys that, that feel good about themselves or guys that the majority of guys are beta dudes. Beta chucks. Beta cucks, like some people like to say. Well, maybe your experience is different than mine. If I'm wrong, I could be wrong. Or maybe it's just my experience. I don't know. You tell me. But most of the time, man, the people that's in charge usually want people around that's that are like them in most cases, or somebody around that they can dominate and tell them what to do, someone that's not going to resist, or they just want women around, or they just want the majority of women around. And yeah, I know there's some women that can be just as masculine as some of these guys, but they're still not a man. She's still not a man, though. You got some studs out here that work at these jobs. Yeah, I know. But she still ain't a man. She's still a woman. If she come into contact with a guy like me, or maybe a guy like you, that same stud will bow down. Because she knows that she ain't a man. And she know that she can still get, pound out. That same stud, she can still get beat down. That's just reality, Hey, but hey, there's some good looking studs out there. Don't get it twisted. I used to live in Atlanta. But I'm not hitting no stud. I'm just saying, you know. But when it comes to a lot of women, especially the ones that you're attracted to, the problem with most guys, we get into trouble because we go on looks. We get caught up in the looks, how a woman looks. And see, women notice, they understand this. But you got to look deeper than that. See, there's surface level and there's what's below the surface. Some people call it the underworld. Some people call it the shadow world. But see, I call it the underworld. Some people call it shadow world. So you got to look deeper than that. You got to get past the looks. And that's when you're going to find out who she is and what she really made out of. Yo.
Yo, Sharp, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. The title of your video, I think you said it earlier. I was going to call earlier, but you were right. It's based on the physical. It's almost like we think if a woman has a physical shape we like, we can kind of mold her to be the way that we want her to be in order to keep getting like the physical enjoyment from her.
Yeah.
But that's always not the case, man. Sex is sex, just an act. So sometimes you gotta go beyond the physical and realize, that this person might have some negative energy going on or some mental problems.
Yeah, man. I think every guy has made this mistake. We think that, hey, I understand what she went through. Or maybe you probably can relate to what she went through or how she grew up or whatever. And we think that, hey, maybe I can show her the way, and that usually doesn't work.
No.
Now there's, I guess, sort of the exception where the girl, she understands, how she grew up and why it happened, and she wants to change. But she has to change, though. That's the thing. She has to be willing to and have the initiative to change and be open to, what you have to say or whatever. That's the exception. In most cases, it doesn't happen like that way, though.
No, because most broken people don't know that they're broken.
Exactly.
So you can't fix them. You got to just leave them where they are. I had to look beyond like the physical myself in a couple of relationships and say, there's really something mentally unstable with this chick. And I can't do anything with her, or for her. All it's going to do is drive me crazy trying to help her. So I had to eventually just, break it off and watch out, because when you do break it off, sometime if they're like, a crazy chick, they'll keep calling and promise you this and that or sex a certain way, but that's their way of baiting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a lot of times, if I meet a woman that's in the 30s, I usually ask her, hey, any guy ever asked you, any guy that asked you from any guy that ever wanted to get married to you? They said no. I said, okay, you 35. Nobody guy ever proposed to you? You never even talked to a guy about being married? No. I'd be like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I ask questions like that. I said, hey, have you ever lived with a guy? What's the longest relationship you ever been in? He said, well, probably a couple months. I said, never 2 years, at least a year? No. I said, uh-oh.
Not just that, but abortion too. Like a chick that had an abortion and no kids. I'm telling you, she's gonna live in regret doing that.
Well, they might never tell you that about the abortion.
Well, I'm just saying, one that I dated, I found out, she had an abortion and no kids. She was 35. And
Okay.
I was just thinking, 35, no kids, you never been married. There is something going on with her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But did she actually tell you she got an abortion?
Well, she ain't. I'm talking about during the relationship. Like
Oh, okay.
we
Okay.
dated for like 9 months. And
Okay.
towards the end, I found out. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about moving in and stuff. But
Oh, okay. Well, at least she told you. You know, most women ain't gonna say nothing but no abortion. No.
yeah,
No.
because they're ashamed of other than stuff.
Yeah. You know, but stuff like that, I'm not. I don't necessarily like a woman getting an abortion. If I got a woman pregnant, and if she told me she was getting an abortion, I would have a problem with that. You know, I'm not like, to me that's not cool. You know.
Yeah, prevention is better than the cure. You know what I mean? It's always better to prevent it. But
Yeah.
there are people who are irresponsible and they don't care. They just want their fun. And if something happens, they just go to the extreme to deal with it or get rid of it in any situation.
Yeah. But I would ask, well, what happened? Why'd you went that route or whatever? I would question that. You know what I'm saying? I'd just be curious what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I dated this one woman. I really liked her, and somebody said she's very attractive. I'm talking about, you seen Roger Rabbit's wife, right?
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about looking like that. And she's 35, no kids, never married. And somebody said, a woman who looks like that, and she lived in New York City for 5 years. You mean to tell me no man snatched that woman up?
Yeah.
And I had to really think and talk to her, and I was like, yeah, there's something wrong with this chick. There was.
Yeah, especially in a place like New York City.
Yeah, a big city. Some guy would have tried to snatch her up, or at least try to put up with her if she was okay. But
yeah,
but that goes back to the courting, when you talked about videos back about getting to know the person and the family.
Yeah, I would say on average you need at least 18 to 24 months to really get to vet her and get to know her, and you meet the family, or maybe her parents is dead. So maybe you meet the brothers, sisters, or first cousin, uncle, or aunt, somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because some folks, they're like, somebody just said this to me. I hate to put it this way: a snake can't stay in the bushes forever.
Oh no.
Some folks can hide who they are for the longest, but eventually something's gonna happen where they're gonna revert back to who they are. They're gonna show you that true self under the mask.
Yeah, and the fastest way to get to know people is to take them out of their element. You got to take them out of town.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's the fastest way, easiest way, because you see how they act outside of the norm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for a woman too, you have to see her on her environment too.
Yeah.
You have to see how she is with her family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with her friends and everything, because she'll put on a facade. Well, everybody does when you're not comfortable where you're at, but to really see her for who she is, you have to really go to her environment. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and a lot of times, if you pay attention to her relatives, you might be able to pick up certain things. You be like, huh?
Yeah.
That's always funny.
See, as they say, the apple doesn't fall far. Because even if she hates her relatives, deep down, she's actually just like them.
Exactly. Like I went, one of my exes, I went back to, she was from, where the hell she was from there? She was from Grand Rapids, Virginia, right? This is like 5 hours from here, where I'm at. And, her mom basically alcoholic, basically. And later on, I found out her dad was a drug addict. And, this is just who raised her, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so now I understand why she is the way she is, and why she dated the guy she dated in the past, which I was the opposite of at the time. And that's when I was like, oh, this ain't gonna work long term. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I think she was trying to go straight. She was trying to fly straight, but it just wasn't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, eventually she would have influenced you, even if she was flying straight. Eventually, she would have reverted back to who she was and bringing you down with her because she's still broken. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And she doesn't realize it, so she's gonna want to go back to the familiar of her, what she's used to. She probably would have done something to cause you to hurt her or do something to make her go back to that bad feeling she had years ago. And that type of woman will put your behind in jail real quick, man.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I ended up, this was like one Sunday, I was looking at football and she came over and I didn't even know she was coming over. So I said, oh, how you doing? Come on in or whatever, you know. And she basically gave me an ultimatum. And I was like, what? Oh, you know, I don't like ultimatums. That was like, no, I don't like that. No, you give me an ultimatum. I'm like, fuck you, you know. So when she did that, I said, you know what? It's okay. You do what you got to do. You said, you know, she basically came to break it off. I said, hey, you do what you got to do. I hope you find somebody or something to make you happy. And she left, right? And this happened, 15 years ago. And I just seen her 2 months ago here. I just seen her 2 months ago here and in Publix, the grocery store. And when she saw me, she was looking like I was a ghost. That shit was hilarious.
But she knew she couldn't control you. That's why she gave you that ultimatum. Average dude would have been like, yeah, baby, I'll do whatever you want, whatever. But because you stood on it, it's almost like you broke the matrix code to her. Like, damn, I can't control this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit. But hey, I think I didn't even, I just gave her a hug, saying, how you doing all right? All right, blah, blah, blah. I keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really got nothing else to say to you, you know, because I didn't like how she left. I didn't like that, you know.
Well, see, a lot of women do that because they want a guy to chase them too.
Yeah.
They'll get off on the guy chasing them, like, yeah, I'm, this good. It makes their self-esteem go up, like, yeah, I got this guy chasing me.
Yeah. But, I think she thought I was going to chat it up with her and exchange phone numbers. Oh, hell no.
No. See, there you go. She wanted to go back to the familiar. She wanted to go back to the way things were.
Yeah, but I said no. Because you know how you can tell when you're talking to somebody and they don't want the conversation to end? It was like that. I was like, oh, no. Nah.
Well, I had like almost weird opposite where an ex broke up with me years ago. And she out of the blue just called me like, we never stopped talking. Like, how you been doing? What did you do yesterday? Your mom and I'm just like, you're the one broke up with me. You said never call me no more. Now you're talking to me like we're buddies and everything. And I'm just thinking, there's issues going on with you, and you're looking for somebody to kind of give you a push forward. You know what I mean? She needs like a life support somewhere.
I'd be like, what I was thinking. I call you up and like, what's up, big head? Like, what?
Yeah, like really? Yeah, like how long has it been since I seen you or talked to you? But for her, it was like yesterday. So that goes to show the issue she has still, you know.
Yeah. But hey, man, you only get one shot with me. That's it.
But I had to learn that too, because sometimes when something bad happens, it's actually the universe saying, okay, you have to move forward because you're gonna hinder yourself with this person.
Yeah.
It's either a job, a relationship, friends, whatever. It's something saying, hey, this hurt. You got to get out because that person is going to continuously keep doing it.
Yeah. And you know, I'm the captain of my ship, man. It's full cooperation. That's how it's gonna be. I don't care what happened in the past or these other clowns, man. I don't care what they did when y'all was together. Look, and this is what I'm doing over here, where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna
Yeah.
be. Anything else is
Well,
unacceptable.
well, see, that's why some people's lives are actually so boring. They're looking to control somebody else's life. They don't know how to be the captain of their own ship. So by taking control of somebody else's and ruining them or just directing them where they want them to go, it gives them a sense of purpose. I hate to say that, but it's true. It's like they have no idea what they're going to do for themselves.
Yeah, and those I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm bored." Well, if you're bored, I don't need to be talking to your ass.
Yeah. Well, I learned in college, only boring people get bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When that happens.
Too much. I mean, you got too much time on your hands. Especially,
Yep.
I see this I've seen this online a lot. On a lot of these dating sites, and even on Facebook, people be like, "I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do." Well, I don't. We don't need to be talking to your ass. You don't even need to be posting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, there's also the type of female that she needs direction. I'm gonna say it.
Exactly.
She doesn't know what to do with her life. She never had a father or mom to give her that direction of how to direct her own life. She has no compass. So she's actually baiting some guy to give her that stability. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm bored. Somebody please come and show me the way, you know?
Yeah, you know, because maybe her dad was a lame.
Yeah.
You know, I had this girl one time say, "You just like my dad." I'm like, "What?" I said, I ain't never met your dad, but based on what you told me, he sounded like he was a lame, you know. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey man, you know. But I'm saying, look, I'm my own person. I don't like being compared to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all right, brother. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, Sharp. Take care.
Peace. There you have it. Like, share this episode. Check out my Patreon. I didn't plan on being on here that long tonight. You know. And oh yeah, PS by the way. In the upcoming year, I'm going to focus more on my Patreon. And so with that being said, go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter. Because you know, I've been getting I've been shadow banned over here. You know, some people see my videos, some people don't. And that's okay. This is why I started my the podcast. So everything about me can be found at chooseyourrelationships.com. Everything. Books, podcasts, articles, pictures that I took with celebrities, people I met over the years, my friends, even some families. Everything can be found over there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be focused more on my website, podcast, and Patreon in the upcoming year. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kind of fall back on YouTube, you know, for obvious reasons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So go over to my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. Get on my newsletter, put in your name and your email address, and that's how you stay connected with me, you know. So, and that's how you can get in contact with me as well. So until next time, I'm out.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like.